Good day, everyone. I'm Tlangelani, and today we'll be doing assignment 3, traverse assignment 3. So, it says determine the coordinate of the following 3 legs, open traverse, and adjust it. So, this is the question. We're given this diagram. We're given the distances here, the angles, and the first bearing. So, before we come to this body table, we must have the distances, the bearings and the distances. So in this case, we only have the horizontal distances and only one bearing. So we need to calculate the other bearings. So I've calculated them here. So the first one is forward bearing, benchmark 201 to J, which is this, is given. We don't have to calculate this. And then we need to calculate this forward bearing here. And in order for us to calculate this forward bearing, we must have the back bearing here. And then we take that forward bearing and we add. We come with our pen here and check. We're moving clockwise. So I'm not gonna go deeper here because you know how to calculate back bearings and the forward bearings. So here, my back bearing, it was 60 degrees and 30 minutes. And then from there, I took that back bearing and added 145 because we're moving clockwise. And then our forward bearing here, JK, it's 205 degrees and 30 minutes. Then from there, I come to this one. Before that, I must have my back bearing first. So I take this bearing, forward bearing, and subtract 180 so that I can get my back bearing, which is 25 degrees and 30 minutes. Then from there, I come and check my direction. I'm moving anti-clockwise, therefore this time around I'm subtracting the angle. And then I got my bearing as negative. And we all know that we don't use bearing as negative. Always when the bearing is negative, we must add 360. So I add the 360 here, and then I got my bearing as 255 degrees and 30 minutes. This is the bearing here. Then from there, I need to calculate this bearing. For me to get this bearing, I need the back bearing. So here I was calculating the back bearing and I got 75 degrees and 30 minutes. And then I come here and check the direction. I'm moving clockwise. So therefore, I'll be adding this angle to my back bearing. And then I got this bearing as 103 degrees and 30 minutes. Then when you are done with your bearings, that's when you come to your body table and fill those bearings and distances. And before you fill the bearings, you must write your points down first. So first point is benchmark 201. And then before you write the second point, you must skip a line. Always skip a line. And then the second point is J, K, L, benchmark 202. Benchmark 202. So when you come to the last point, you must write two points, because the last one is the one that you are given in the question, and this one is the one that you need to calculate. So the last one, it was given here is 92606.471. Here it was 82898,571.365. And even the first ones, they were given 92756.5, 2898,773.54. So you remember I told you we have to skip a line here. So we from benchmark 201 to J. So here you write benchmark 201 to J. And then here from J to K, K to L, L to benchmark 201. this represents lines. There's lines here, these lines. So here you come straight. Here you'll be writing the bearing along this line and the distance between these 2 points. So okay, by the way, these bearings, I got them from my calculations here. So the first bearing is 240. This one, it was given 30 minutes. Then the second one we have calculated is 205. Remember to skip a line, don't write it here. 255. Then 103. 30 minutes. And then from there, we need to write our distance is 131, 96, 103, 108. And then we know in order for us to calculate delta, next step is to calculate delta y and delta x. And we all know that delta y is given by the horizontal distance, which is thus sine of the bearing, which is thus, and then delta x as hd cos of the bearing. So what I'm gonna do, okay, let me calculate the first ones. So I said this distance is the horizontal distance, so it's 131 sine of the bearing, which is 240, 30. It's minus 114.017. Remember, Mr. Ali said you must round off your answers to 3 decimal places always. So I've rounded off to 3 decimal places, as you can see here. Now I'm doing the x part is minus 64,507. So I'll pause and fill the rest. So you guys, you must be calculating. Don't copy, don't just copy. You need to calculate this thing to make sure that you understand, or maybe I may be wrong. Once you are done calculating delta y and delta x, you need to get the sums. So you need to get the sum of your distances, sum of your delta y, sum of your delta x. So I've calculated them here. Okay, let me write the equations there. No, I don't have to write the equations because I'm just adding all this here. So I did this before and I got 438. Here I got minus 150.048. And here I got minus 202,156. Then when you are done, you need to okay, let me write this thing down here. L equal to 438. Sum of delta y equal to minus 150,048. And then sum of delta x equal to minus 202,156. Then when you are done, you need to come to your easting and northing. So you need to get your true delta y. True delta y is defined by the last easting minus first easting. And then true delta x equal to last northing minus first northing. So we'll be saying this minus this minus this. So here I got minus 150.029. And then here I got minus 202,175. Let me write them here. Changing y equal to minus 150,029, change in x equal to minus 202,175. Now when you are done, you need to calculate your error. Error equal to sum of change in y or change in x. Let me say change in y. Okay, error for y equal to sum of change in y minus true change in y. So in our case, we will have minus 150,048 minus 150,029. From there, your error is minus 0.019. And therefore, we know that correction equals to the error, but then with a different sign. So in this case, our error is negative. Our correction will be positive, 0.019. Then we are done. Calculate the x error. Is equals to then your error here is positive. So therefore, your correction, this is the error for x, correction for x, this is correction for y, to be minus 0.019. After calculating your correction, you need to calculate your voltage. So voltage y, and your voltage will be different because you must have the different voltage here. Okay, let me write the equation down. Is equals to correction multiplied by length. So this is the length of the line, like we're referring to this length. Let's say, for example, we want to calculate correction between line benchmark 201 and J. When we say the length, we're referring to this length here. So over length multiplied by total length. Total length is this. You remember here we got the sum or we got the summation of this length. So this is our total length. So let's substitute the first one. So the correction for the first one is 0.019 multiplied by length, which is 131 over 10 total length, which is 438. So let me check my answer here. It's 0.00. Okay, let me punch this thing so that I can explain the issue of rounding off numbers. So it's 0.019 multiplied by 131 over 438. So you see it's 0.005682 something. So Mr. Ali said we must round off our answers to 3 decimal places. So in this case, it's gonna be 0.006. And then from there, you calculate voltage for y, for x. I'm not gonna write the equation now. I'm going to substitute. So remember our correction for x, it was negative, minus 0.19 multiplied by 131. The length, it doesn't change because we are still talking about the same length, and even the total length, it doesn't change. So here we're going to have the same answer but with different signs because our corrections are the same. So we come here to our table and write our voltage. So it was 0.006 minus 0.006. So to save time, if you can have a question like this where the errors are the same, they have the same value or same magnitude, you don't have to calculate the other one, because if this and this and this are the same, obviously you're going to get the same value, but then the only difference is the sign, of your thingy. So you will carry on calculating the rest. So for the second one, correction, it doesn't change, but then the length will change. You will use 96, and then the total length, it doesn't change. So here I got 0.004 minus 0.004, 0.004 minus 0.004, and then 0.005 minus 0.005. I got these values. Then when you are done calculating your voltage, you need to calculate corrected delta Y and corrected delta X. So corrected delta Y equal to delta Y plus or minus your voltage. Okay, so for the first one, your corrected delta Y is minus 114.017 plus, cause your voltage is negative 0.006, and I got minus 114.01. So I'm only going to do this, and then the rest you'll be calculating yourself. So here I'll just fill them in the table. So here I got minus 114.01 minus 41.325 minus 99.715, 105.021 minus 64.513 minus 86.652 minus 25.793 minus 25.217. So you guys, you can pause the video and calculate, and then you compare with my answers here. So when you are done calculating the corrected delta Y and corrected delta X, okay, let me write the equation for corrected delta X is equals to delta X plus or minus voltage X. So you need to calculate your coordinates as mentioned in the question, that you need to calculate the coordinates of J, K, L, and verify B benchmark 2 too. So to calculate the coordinate is simple here, because you now have everything. So you're going to say this coordinates plus or minus the corrected delta Y. This coordinate plus or minus the corrected delta X. So it depending on the sign. If your corrected delta X is positive, you're going to say this plus this. If it's negative, you're going to say this minus this. So let me calculate the first one here. It's 92756.5. Remember to pause your video and calculate it yourself. I get, let me use different color. Which one should I use? Let's hope this one is visible. It's 92642.49. So once you have this thing, you don't have to clear everything in your calculator. You can say answer plus or minus. So since here is minus, you're going to say minus 41.325. You get your next y coordinate or easting 601,165, and then minus 99.715 to get 92501.45, and then from there plus 105, because this one is positive, so you're going to add 0.021. It's 92606. I hope this is visible. 606.471. You see, it's here. So check. I'm not sure if I've said it before, but those coordinates, they're supposed to be exactly the same. But then because we're rounding off numbers, it's possible that maybe here you get 0.472, 0.73. Yeah, I'm sure he will mark you right. But then once you have 0.671, that one, like, it's off, because this thing, it was supposed to be exactly the same. That is why we calculated this both digits. These are the corrections. That's why we calculated this both digits here, is to make sure that we have the exact easting and northing here. So you must make sure this is the same as this, just to verify if you are correct. You do the same thing for nothing. So yeah, I'm not going to calculate, I'm just going to copy, since I did that thing before. 289 622.375 289. It's 8, ne? There's 8 here. I'm sorry. 8596.582 289 8571.365. Even this one's are exactly the same. Then from there, you are done with your question. You're going to get full marks. So if you have any question, you can ask me, or any one of the tutors is fine. Thank you for listening. So I'm gonna take a picture of this and send it to your group.